with the principal deputy press secretary at the White House, special assistant to the president, Harrison Fields. Good morning, Harrison. So, look, I get it. The media, the leftists, they're all just clamoring about these tariffs. They say it's going to destroy the economy. But you got lower gas prices, lower egg prices, income's going up, investment is going up, GM's adding production in Indiana. It seems that the president's work is working.
Yeah, and you've got the EU coming out and saying they're ready to come to the table and realize that the way they've been treating the United States and the United States workers has not been fair. The reality is you have a president that made a choice. He decided to stand with the United States of America and not Vietnam. But you have Democrats out there, a lot of people in the media, that are defending the workers in Cambodia instead of the workers in Cleveland, Ohio. That is wrong. Something is not right with that. We need to stand up for American manufacturing dominance. This is what President Trump is committed to doing. This is what he did the first time he was president as well. The tariffs worked masterfully the first time, so much so that Joe Biden decided to keep a large amount of those tariffs in effect under his 4 years, and President Trump is just continuing this policy. But I want to reiterate something real quick. It's not just tariffs. It will soon be tax cuts. It's going to be the continued deregulation of our administrative state, and you're also going to see the resurgence of American energy dominance. All this together will usher in the beautiful American economy that President Trump knows all so well.
Yeah, you make a good point. And we know that the overall goal here is to bring jobs and manufacturing back here to Americans. Here's more from Vice President last night on Newsmax. Take a listen. Do we have that sock, guys?
Think about how many factories we've seen close down. Since NAFTA in the early 90s, 90,000 American factories have been closed down. That's small towns that have been blighted. That's millions of workers who have lost their jobs. That has to stop.
So, yeah, we've already seen a bunch of companies pledge to invest trillions of dollars on American soil right here. So it obviously takes time to build plants, to hire workers. All these things don't happen overnight. When do you think we'll see results of this huge boom in American industry?
Well, you're going to see it when you bring the corporate income tax down. You're going to see it when Americans are having more money in their pockets when we renew the Trump tax cuts. And you're going to continue to see it at the gas pump when gas prices in my home state of Florida are 30 cents lower than they were a year ago today. You're seeing grocery prices go down, but you're also seeing public safety rise. You're seeing the border secure. You are seeing the resurgence of the American spirit. There is a reason why you have a lot of companies wanting to invest in America once again. Because America is open for business. A business does not commit $500 billion like Apple did if they are not confident in the economic policies of the President of the United States. So you really got to look at, yes, the stock market will have a bad day, but this is a long play. We are looking at making sure that our manufacturing becomes dominant once again, that countries can invest here once again when we lower that corporate income tax. And again, we want to make sure that we lower taxes. There will be no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. All this will benefit the American public. Enough of this focusing on how this is going to benefit Cambodia or Vietnam. We are the American government. We need to focus on our citizens first, and that's exactly what President Trump is doing.
Hey, Harrison, so in just about 20 minutes or so, the Senate's going to start debate on President Trump's one big, beautiful budget bill. It's got tax breaks, the spending cuts. We're looking at an all-nighter in the Senate to get this thing approved probably tomorrow morning. Now, earlier this week, you had 4 Republican senators bail on the president, 3 common offenders, McConnell, Murkowski, Collins. What's the White House's message to the Senate as they head into this debate today?
Well, the reality is President Trump was elected in an overwhelming majority, both in the Electoral College and the popular vote, to do what the Senate is prepared to do, which is tax cuts, deregulation, making sure our energy becomes dominant once again, and that we cut some of our spending. We have a spending crisis in this country. We don't have a revenue crisis in this country. We need to get back to brass tacks, make sure we focus on the dollars and cents of the hard-working American taxpayers' dollars, and that's exactly what this bill will do. The president supports this bill, and it needs to be signed immediately.
Harrison Fields, great having you with us this morning. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.